Welcome everyone to episode 20 of United City Randomiser. It's fair to say the last few games have been exceptional in lots of different ways that I'll tell you a bit about in a second. You can see that the last time we were together we lost 3-1 in the Cup against Hertha Berlin, which was very disappointing. I thought we really stood a chance and we just didn't play well. It went to extra time in the end, I think. Did it? I can't remember if I'm... Yes, it did. It went to extra time and we lost those 2 goals in extra time, which lost us the game, ran out of steam a bit. Well, so it wasn't as successful as I'd have hoped it to be. But since then, we've done really well. And as I say, it's for a number of different reasons. In these 3 games, everybody's played once, other than maybe Hilsner, who's our third choice left winger. But everybody else has played at least one of these games, which has been really positive in our squad. And secondly, we've played a couple of our different styles of play. You could remember that in our styles of play, we've got the 4-3-3 formation that we play, and that doesn't change. But we've got these 3 different ways of playing it. We've got the control possession, we've got the custom counter-attack, and then we've got the other one was our wide wing play, more attacking style of play, that one. And each of these have been played through the last 3 games. Not all the way through games. We've changed a little bit here and there and seen out games by playing control possession and other bits and pieces. But everything has been working very well. And as you saw in terms of what we've done, we've won 3 games in a row. We played Leipzig, which is a really hard game, and squeezed out a 1-0 win there. We didn't look particularly good in this game against Düsseldorf. Fortuna of Düsseldorf. But we grabbed a 1-0 win from the penalty spot. But the last game was goal heavy, 5 goals in the game. But I thought we looked better than actually the result suggested. I thought we did okay in that one. The other thing to tell you about in terms of what's been happening in those 3 games is that whilst we've been performing well and all of the different styles of play have been implemented, a couple of changes have been made to our first team. So you can possibly see here if you know what our normal team is, but Kempf has now replaced Tiru as our left-sided central defender. He's just come in and played well for us over those few games that he's had recently, and Batshuayi is getting more goals than Barbosa, who's now sitting on the bench at the moment. So those 2 have come into our first team. I thought the 2 of them would break in at some point. Over the last couple of games, it's just been apparent that they've been on better form, so they've come into the side. You can see that Batshuayi is heading our goal scoring, which is really positive, but other people are contributing well. We currently, amazingly, sit in 3rd place in the league. I'm not sure that will continue, if I'm honest. This month of the next month of games are going to be very, very difficult. You can see here, today we play Dortmund and they're in 4th place. A couple of games from now we play Wolfsburg and they're currently in 1st, followed by Hoffenheim, who are sitting in 2nd. And squeezed around them, Werder Bremen is in 8th. And Borussia Mönchengladbach is in 13th. So there's a couple of slightly easy games. But in the next few games, if we're in 3rd, we're playing 1st, 2nd and 4th in the next 5 games. By the time we get to Werder Bremen, that will be the end of the calendar year. And we'll have played everybody in the league once. So when we come back in January, we start all over again. So by the time Werder Bremen comes round, we'll really know where we are in this current season and how well we're playing. I suspect we might drop a few points here and there in the next couple of games. But that's okay if you think that we're currently sitting in 3rd, as we say, but we were hoping to get around the 10th spot. So that's an incredible achievement so far this season. So almost at this point through till the end of December, it almost doesn't matter what happens really in the big picture of stuff, although obviously I'd like to keep our run going. You can see that we've been a little inconsistent. We've lost a few games here and there. We've drawn a few games, but on the whole, that's many more green results than we've usually had in previous seasons. So I'm really, really happy in terms of how it's all going so far. So that's all the sort of housekeeping I want to go through today. You can see the finances in balance terms are healthy. Everything else is good. Everybody is healthy because they've been rotated well in the last few games. But today we've got a very difficult game against Borussia Dortmund. So let's go in and see how we deal with that. So here we are for the team for today. It's the now usual team. As I've said, we've had a couple of changes in that, but it's Greitbust in goal, Cruiser at right back, Heiss at left back. Now the central defensive partnership is Omaru and Kempf. We have Lucas Silva as deep lying playmaker, El Neni as the central midfielder on support, Marin as the Metzala and the attacking role, De Rossen on the left, Hahn on the right, Batshuayi up front. I can tell you a couple of other little bits before we go into the game. There's a couple of unhappy players. One is Searsleben, who feels like Kempf has come into the club to replace him. Well, to be honest, he kind of has. But Searsleben has still had a few games here and there when we've been playing very easy opposition, which is why his rating's up. So he's not happy about not getting game time, really. He's just complaining ever since the summer that I bought new players in. So hopefully he'll calm down at some point because he is still getting games. Aguza is unhappy because he's not playing particularly regularly, but you can see here, compared to other ratings that we've got, he hasn't played well enough when he has been playing. So he's even lost his position on the bench to Douglas Lewis at this moment. So he's unhappy. But all the players are actually supportive of me in terms of how I've dealt with him. So that's no problem at the moment. It's all good. You can see relationships are building, especially down the left-hand side. That's gone really well for Heiss and De Rossen. But you can see the relationships are beginning to build. We've lost that a little bit in the central defensive area because Kempf has just come in recently. But, all things considered, we're doing pretty well. Today we're going to be using the counter-attacking style. So against Dortmund, I think they've got quite a lot about them. So we're going to go into the game and do our team talk, etc. But yeah, the counter-attacking style I think will hopefully work for us. We'll draw them on because I think onto us because I think they're going to dominate the possession and play anyway, even if we tried to. And then we're going to try and hit them on the counter-attack. You can see that they're playing very, very solid 5 at the back, which is kind of a bit surprising to me if I'm totally honest. We'll see how that plays out as the game moves forward. But if we can draw them on, maybe bring their fullbacks into the game higher up and then counter-attack them, maybe that's where our chance lies. Maybe they're just going to hold their shape and we're going to have to try and keep possession and bring them onto us and, use the control possession or maybe even go attacking late in the game. We'll have to wait and see a little bit on that. Something that we'll have to pay a bit of attention to as the game goes on. Everybody's been playing very well recently, so I'm not going to give them much of a team talk. I'm just going to hand over to the assistant, who will just leave them to go out there with clear minds. That's all I really need them to do at the moment, and we'll go into the game and see how we get on. So Dortmund kick off. It's our home game, so that helps us in terms of the fan support. So hopefully we can put on a good performance for the fans, as we have done recently. Of course, here we go for a first highlight down our side on the left-hand side from a throw-in. It goes to Marin, who finds Batshuayi further up. Can he hold the play up enough? No, he can't. And so they pick up the loose ball and they're going to counter-attack on us, are they? They're going to patiently build up from the back. We're going to push them and press them a little bit, which is positive. We're holding shape and, really trying to stop them from coming out from their defence, and we managed it. They went long and we picked up the loose ball. It finds Marin again centrally. De Rossen on the left cuts in central, back to Marin, who has a very long shot and it either off the bar or off the post, one or the other. But that was really good. Defensively, we pushed them, kept them in their area. Eventually they had to go long. We won the ball back, came and had an opportunity at goal. It didn't go in, but it was still a decent opportunity, and you can see that so far we're doing okay. We nicked the ball off their throw-in again, and Marin again centrally. Is he going to have another go? He is, but that was really awful. That was high, wide, and almost out the stadium, it felt like. Another opportunity, another good movement of the ball. You can see on the counter-attack, we're playing much more direct when we have got the ball, so that includes getting to the edge of the area and having long shots. We do have some decent long shot stats in our side, attributes should I say, in our side. Here's another throw in. Hahn picks it up on the edge of the area, back to Cruiser, who gets it central to Kempf on the edge of the box. We're being slightly pushed back further out from the box, but we're keeping hold of possession. Good 1-2 play. Another really long good shot by Marin, and it comes off the woodwork again. We almost got the rebound as well, but yeah, Marin finds those good opportunities on the edge of the area. Unfortunately, it hasn't quite found his route to goal just yet, but twice he's hit the woodwork, and here we go again. We're dominating Dortmund, which is incredible. Some, again, decent first one-touch passing, pass and move, which has been positive. Dilrosun now brings it onto the edge of the area. He has a long shot, but it goes slightly wide. If this continues and the momentum continues later in the game, we might change it to one of our more sort of work the ball into the box type of mentality and see if that will help us get better opportunities. But at the moment, we're dominating this game really well. Possession stats are a little down because we're not playing our controlled possession. But other than that, look, we have 15 shots on goal and they haven't had one yet, which is really incredible. I'm very, very impressed by that. And, you know, in the big scheme of things, if we were to get a draw against Dortmund, that's not a bad result at all. So we're going to passionately encourage them. What we're going to say... I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it up. They all seem happy with that. I'm happy. So we'll go back into the second half. As I say, we might at some point change the way we play a little bit and see if we can get some slightly better inside the box type of chances to go on. But so far, it's been really great. Of course, that can all change if they sucker punch us at some point and get some goal from a defensive lapse or something, which we have been known to do in our time. So we won't get too far ahead of ourselves. There's a yellow card to Silva, so that's another thing we have to watch out for a little bit. Possession stats are a bit more equal. That's good in itself. Few less chances, but here's the first bit in the game where it hasn't quite worked out for us. Hahn has picked up an injury. That's okay. I mean, Hadji's done well when he's come in, and Hahn wasn't playing particularly well today anyway, so we'll just go like for like, and at the moment we'll just send him out there and carry on as we are. In the last 15 minutes or so I might change the style of play a bit and see what we can do, but at the moment I'm really happy with how it's all working out. Let's see if we can find another highlight from somewhere. It's been less highlight this second half, hasn't it, really? Couple of shots on goal for each of us, but hasn't really led to much of a highlight so far. So I'm going to make a couple of personnel changes now. What am I going to do? I'm going to take Batshuayi off and put Bosa on, and I'm going to take Silva off and I'm going to put Burnich on, primarily because of his yellow card, really, if I'm honest. I don't want that to come back to bite us at all. Heiss has got one as well, but hopefully he'll find his way through to the end of the game. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, then I'm going to potentially change the style of play, or am I? I don't know. It's difficult to know, isn't it, whether that will come back to bite us or not. So we're in the 79th minute. I am going to change it. I'm going to be brave. Which one am I going to go to? I'm going to go to... Well, let's think. They're still playing their 5 at the back. So I'm going to go to a more controlled, patient possession style and see if we can draw them into trying to challenge us for the ball, and then find a route through that's more inside the area to get a decent shot away. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. We'll see what happens, whether we can get one opportunity in the penalty box for maybe Barbosa to show that he's got his shooting boots on today. But so far, no, it seems to be petering out into not a lot at the end of the game, really. Second half was more dull than the first. First half was fabulous, even though we didn't quite manage it. Those couple of long shots from Marin were spectacular. Looks like this is going to be the end of the game highlight. They're keeping the ball at the back. But I'm really, really happy with that performance. You can see that we're playing quite well, that we're competing with the teams in and around us, which is really, really special. At this point, I'm really delighted by that. I'm not going to go overboard. I mean, he's asking us to sympathise. What do I do with that? I'm going to calmly say, yeah, I'll say unlucky. It just wasn't your day. I was hoping for a bit better response than that, but that's okay. There was nobody that played particularly well in that game, it seems. But as a team performance, we went and played one of the bigger teams in our division, and we looked as though we could compete with them. It's dropped us a place in the league, but that's okay. As I say, anywhere in the top 10, if we finish anywhere in the top 10, I'll be really happy with over the season. We missed a chance to win. Okay, fair enough. And there's the injury to Hahn, couple of weeks out. That's disappointing, but we do have options in the squad, so it's not totally the end of the world. Although it's a shame that it's come at the point where we've got some really difficult games. As I say, we've got, after Mönchengladbach, we've got Wolfsburg and Hoffenheim who are high up. Werder Bremen has moved into 7th place. So we've got some tough games coming up. But we've shown today against Dortmund that we can compete. So bring them on, I say, and we'll see what happens. I will be back probably to play the double header, possibly, of Wolfsburg and Hoffenheim. I don't quite know where I'll fit. Maybe one of those, and then we'll finish off this calendar year with Werder Bremen. So somewhere around there, but I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Thanks very much for watching this episode of the United City Randomiser save. If you enjoyed the video, then why not click on the like button, as that would really help me. If you think you know anyone who would really enjoy my Football Manager content, then feel free to share this with them. But most importantly, if you would like to join my United City here on YouTube, then hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with my video releases. If you have anything you want to say about the United City save or the channel itself, then feel free to leave a comment below, but please try and be nice with each other. That'll do for today, so until next time, stay happy and healthy, and I will see you soon.